Thank you very much, President Fox, for your very kind introduction. Congratulations, Florida Gators class of 2022. I celebrate you, your hard work, your dedication to your studies, and especially your resilience through the challenges and disruptions of the COVID years. You have proved yourselves, and you should be proud to have graduated from a top 5 public university. Congratulations and a big thank you to your families who supported you and sacrificed so much for your education. I am privileged to work with teams of exceptional faculty, staff, and students who are the reason for our success. I am also the proud father of 2 UF grads. My younger daughter, Tomi, graduated last spring, and my older daughter, Tosin, graduated a few years ago, and she's now in the 4th year of her PhD at the University of Georgia. So I call her our sellout. So when I asked my girls for advice about my talk, their top recommendation was that I should be brief. So let me share 4 brief messages with you based on my life experience. The first message is that despite the challenges around you, remember that you are hugely blessed. As I travel around the world and present UF's accomplishments, including being a top 5 public university, being one of the biggest, best, and most comprehensive colleges with over 60,000 undergrads and grads from 95 countries, bringing in over $1 billion in research grants a year, having IFAS, the #1 college of agriculture in the nation, and so on. Colleagues from other US universities say they can't compete with what UF has to offer. So you are hugely blessed to have a degree from a top-tier, world-class institution. And this is a treasure that will never be taken from you. So for this and many other things, always remember that you are hugely blessed. Second, remember to be a lifelong learner and to take one day at a time. In my first semester at UF, having just arrived from the United Kingdom where I was a professor, I would go to restaurants and order steak with chips. Now, chips being fries, right? But I call them chips. And they would give me steak with chips. And I would be very disappointed, and I'd have to eat it like that. My students would often stop me in that first semester while I was teaching to correct my British English, which is what we speak in Nigeria. I would say things like torchlight, and they would say, no, it's flashlight. And I would say cutlery, and they say there's nothing like that, it's silverware. Or I would say serviettes, and they would say, no, it's paper napkins. And I would say X, Y, Z, and they would say there's no such thing as Z, it's Z. And I would talk about going to the loo, and they would say, no, it's going to the restroom. So I really learned a lot from my students. They helped me to learn to speak proper English. So as you move out into the workplace, you will also encounter strange things and challenges. But don't be fazed. Take it in your stride. I earned an MS with distinction from Reading University in the United Kingdom. And when I was done, I decided I would only look for jobs that came with a car as part of the startup package. However, after too many letters of rejection to count, I lowered my standards. In fact, I kept lowering my standards till I hit rock bottom and was offered my first job as a bellhop in a hotel. But the first job I took paid a little bit better. I was filling shelves in a grocery store. And remember, this was after I earned my MS with distinction. After several months on the job, I finally got an assistantship and returned to Reading University for my PhD. But as I continued my studies, I became very, very burdened and daunted by just the volume of work, and I thought I will never be able to finish this. Until one day my dad told me, he said, take one day at a time and focus on the task at hand. And with this approach, I was able to complete my studies successfully with much less stress. Similarly, you did not give up despite all kinds of challenges that you faced over the last few years, including taking classes on Zoom, not meeting your friends in person, and all kinds of other challenges. So I urge you, remember that you are unique. You are greatly capable. Be a lifelong learner and take one day at a time, focusing on the immediate tasks. For my third message, I urge you to always, throughout your entire career, seek out mentors. I am privileged to lead a team of amazing faculty, staff, and students making a difference around the world. One example is our project led by a UF faculty member with students that helped use distance learning to help women in rural parts of Nepal to become community animal health workers. The woman you see in the middle, the lady in the middle, I met her 2 months ago and said, how did this program help you? And she said, it increased my income about 4-fold. And now this woman is one of the leaders of a cooperative passing on the gift to 1,400 women. Another project led by another UF faculty member and her students in Burkina Faso broke through cultural norms in a tribe where egg consumption by children is not done. And they increased egg consumption among infants from 0 to 6 eggs a week. And by doing this, they reduced malnutrition and wasting, which is very highly linked to child mortality. The project also empowered women to make household decisions, because once these women saw that the eggs were making their children healthy and strong, they insisted that the children should continue getting the eggs even when their husbands wanted to sell them. But the credit for securing the big grants that supported these studies goes to 2 senior faculty who asked me to lead the UF application when I did not know I could. These faculty members were and continue to be my mentors in what continues to be the most meaningful project of my life. So again, please seek for and listen to great mentors. And when you can, mentor others too. Finally, I urge you to value and prioritize people. One of the greatest joys I have had, and I think I speak for all my colleagues who are professors, is to see my students go on to accomplish great things in life. In addition, I've really enjoyed getting to know them. And this has been over meals, sometimes in my home, at a park, in the department. We've played various games. I've learned all kinds of things for them. We played soccer and cricket and volleyball and board games. But one of the best parts is the cuisine that you get to enjoy from different countries. So I've had fantastic Ethiopian coffee and Peruvian ceviche, the authentic ceviche, and original South Korean bulgogi, and Brazilian feijoada, and I could go on and on and on. And it's just been a joy to spend time with my students and just over a meal and hanging out. It's also been great fun to get to know my students better. And even by name, even in large classes of over 100, I've tried to know each student by name, and I achieved that by taking a break during the lecture to learn about their interests, their families, and their hobbies. And it's been amazing It's really been amazing and enriching. So I'm going to finish by giving you a quick homework, asking you one question. Can you name the support team members, even just one of them, that worked in your department, or in your residence hall, or in the dining hall? So if you look at the next picture now, Billy White on the right has worked in our department for the last 4 years. And Trolling Gillens has worked in our department for the last 24 years. And then in the next picture, Deborah Nagy has worked with us for 22 years. These are amazing people who have been so faithful and exceptional in their work. Each of them inspires me with their positive attitude and their devotion to their work every day I see them. And it's been my privilege to work with them. So get to know, and more importantly, value people in all walks and levels of life, and truly appreciate their contributions, their perspectives, and their presence. Remember that it doesn't take much to make a difference. It could be just a kind word. It could be a visit, a meal, a text, or a call. My daughter told me to end with a TLDR. If you don't know what that means, you are aged like I am. TLDR is too long, didn't read. So she said, end with a take-home summary. So these are the 4 things I want you to take away from my speech. Number 1, remember you are hugely blessed. Number 2, be a lifelong learner and take one day at a time. Number 3, never stop seeking mentors, no matter how much you age, no matter how experienced you become. And number 4, get to know and value the people you share spaces with. With that, I want to greatly congratulate you again, class of 2022. You did it! Go Gators, go Greater!